Hello, gardeners. You hear a lot about superfoods and how they are powerhouses for vitamins and minerals. Well, today we're discussing how to harvest and store one of the easiest superfoods to add to your garden. I'm Philip, and welcome to Rooted in Gardening. And today you can say, we got the beet. Okay, so beets are a great addition to your garden. They are easy to grow from seed. The only thing they really require is some thinning after germination. And after that, basically, you give them water when they're dry and you can leave them alone. This also makes beets a very nutritious, no matter what level gardener you are, friendly vegetable. It's easy to incorporate into the system that you currently have. You can eat the whole plant, so you can eat the leaves, the stem, or the beetroot themselves. So let's go into the garden and I'll meet you at the beet plants. All right, now the great thing about harvesting beets is they're going to tell you when they're ready. Or typically it's 50 to 70 days after planting, but when they're the size that you want them to be, then you can harvest them. You just look underneath the leaves and you measure by eyeball the size of your beets, and you're looking for something from the size of a golf ball to a tennis ball. But when it comes to beets, size matters. So golf ball size beets, like these golden beets here, are going to be sweeter and a little bit more tender than a larger beet. These guys are great for fresh eating in salads. You can just grate them or slice them thinly. They're going to be sweet and tender, and you just add them like you would any other addition to your salad. Or you can roast them for a sweet and tender side dish. And these guys are going to be delicious for dinner tonight. For your larger beets, once they get to a certain size, a transformation takes place and they start to lose a little bit of their sweetness in exchange for some earthiness, balancing out to a perfect flavor profile for a lot of people. The change in flavor occurs because there's going to be an increase in the compound geosmin. So you'll treat these just like you would the littler ones. You can still roast them to enhance the sugar taste. You can pickle them for long-term storage, or my favorite, juice them for a delicious infusion of vitamins and minerals. I will post a link to the juicer that I use in the description below. All right, so we talked about how to harvest, what we're looking for, the different sizes, what to use those sizes for. Now let's talk about, as the home gardener, what colors and shapes do we have access to that aren't necessarily available at the grocery store? So from the color range, beets run from deep red, which is what we normally see at our grocery stores, to a really dark purple, which is the ones that we harvest today, to a golden beet, which has got the yellowish golden hue inside. There's also a striped version where it's red and white all throughout the beet, and then there's a white beet. Now, if you're worried about stains on your hands, your counters, your utensils, or your pots and pans that you're working with, most definitely the golden, the striped, and the white reduce the staining availability or potential. Now, when it comes to shapes, so beets come in a round shape, which is the one we're kind of used to, just a circle. They come tapered where it starts off big and then it ends small, similar to like a carrot shape. And then you've got the cylindrical beet, which is what these are. These are my preferred because once you clean them and peel them and you've got it on the table and you're trying to slice it, it doesn't want to roll. It stays where it needs to go. It reduces the risk of you cutting yourself or it slipping and falling in the floor as you're processing it. Now, speaking of processing, how do we store a fresh beetroot? Well, the first thing you want to do is you do not wash them, okay? So excess moisture can cause spoilage faster. So all you're going to do is you're going to hand wipe the dirt off the best you can, and then you're just going to cut the greens an inch or two above the top of the beet. Once you get that part done, it's as simple as putting it in a plastic bag. You're going to put as many as you can in there, get the air out, seal it up, put this in your vegetable crisper. It'll stay fresh 1 to 2 weeks. Now let's say that you want to freeze your beets. So you're not going to use them anytime soon. You want to go ahead and get them preserved. So for those, you would take it and you're going to wash all the dirt off of it. You're also going to completely cut the top off because you don't want that part of it. You're going to cut the root stem off, which is this little bitty piece here. Then you're going to boil these for 20 to 30 minutes. You're going to cool them in an ice bath, and then you're going to peel and you're going to cut them in uniform sizes. Now, when you begin to peel and cut them, wear gloves. Your hands are going to get stained if you don't. Quick tip for your countertops. Buy the press and seal, put it down on your countertop before you start processing, and the red dye won't get to your countertops. It's going to stay on the press and seal or your cutting board. Just make sure you cover that, okay? If you're going to can or pickle these guys, I recommend purchasing the Ball canning book. It's been around forever. It's got almost anything you want to can in it. Or you go to their website and you look it up. I'll put a link to how to access this in the description below. And if you're going to fresh store your beets leaves, then you're going to wash and completely dry them. Then you want to wrap the stems in a paper towel, okay? Now you're going to put this in a freezer bag, seal that up. Again, get the air out, put this in your vegetable crisper. It'll stay fresh 3 to 4 days. Now, you're going to treat your greens just like you would your lettuce, your Swiss chard, your turnip greens, any type of leafy vegetable that you normally cook with, you can use the beets the exact same way. All right, so I hope you give beets a try. Truly, they are a refreshing addition to your garden and pretty delicious in a glass. Any links to products below. They are not sponsoring this show. I don't make any commissions off of it if you buy one. I just posted them down there for helpful information if you wanted to search different techniques and different machines that you might be able to use. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Doing this helps this channel grow and helps reach other gardeners. And as always, whether by pot, bed, or ground, go grow something.